Conditions, temperature promised around about 36, 37 degrees later with a rather warm breeze blowing across the ground from east to west. We join play now in the second over. Anderson Cummins is the bowler and David Boone is taking strike.
Score around about 240 plus here today. The outfield will be lightning fast, good batting wicket. Australia will be looking at that type of total, maybe even more if they bat well. It's the type of ground we can score 260 or 270 if you get away to a flying start.
Especially with their batting lineup. They've got a fantastic lineup. They bat right down the order. Whitney's about the only bloke in the side who's not really that proficient with the bat.
Ball! No ball called. That was a problem on Friday for the West Indies. They got all no balls. It was very costly in the end. Very good batting lineup. Good selection by the Australian selectors. Plenty of depth with the bat. Jones, Stephen, Mark Waugh, Border, Matthews, Healy, Rifle, McDermott, all capable hitters. Good shot. Beats point. Come back for three. It's a good throw. Junior's got him. He's out. My word, that was very close. Umpire Prue finally gives him out. It was a long delay and he put the finger up. It looked out from here. Taylor run out going for three.
Oh, you might think it looked out from up here. I didn't. I thought he was home. That time will be the judge of that. This would be a great case for having the replay on television. Let's just have another look at this one.
Well, I've backed my judgment without the replay. I thought he was really struggling. It was a great throw, good strong arm from the big man in the deep. Picks it up. Here's the throw. It's nice and flat and straight. Where's Mark Taylor? Where is he? Here he comes. Out, sir. Good decision.
Just a bit, I wanted to have another look at that one. I'm not sure he took the bails off when you were giving him out. It's 1 for 4.
By Terry Prue in the action early on here today.
Yes, Dean Jones out there because of the run out, and it was close. He took a long time over it.
I think the fast outfield did Mark Taylor. There's always going to be a risk there. We see there he is at deep backward point and a very strong flat throw. Junior Murray, there he is. It was close, but he was out, but it was very close.
I tell you what, Bill, I'm still not convinced that was out. I really think he took a long time to take the bails off, and I reckon his bat turns off the mark. Back he comes for a second. There's a fumble there, and that's as a result of Jones putting pressure on the fieldsman there. And I tell you, boy, this chap's enough to drive fieldsman round the bend. There's that straight delivery played down to fine leg. Bishop, the fieldsman down there.
Boone pulls and he gets it away, doesn't quite time it with Atherton, the fieldsman. Jones is very quick, but he's not looking for three. No was a cry from Dean Jones at the non-striker's end. Boone looking for the pull shot. They've been tied down here by some very good line bowling. Strike rate of 78.7. That's a magnificent record. Beats him. I think he might have edged that.
Oh, that's got to have hit something. Little noise.
Junior Murray did well in the end to knock it down as Bishop prepares to come in from the river end. That's out, that one, no doubt about that one. Boone's on his way and the West Indies well on top in the early overs here at the Waugh.
Another magnificent delivery, well pitched up. He's been swinging the ball away from the bat, and Boone saw it nice and full, decided to go for the drive, didn't get it in the middle, hit the edge, went flying away, and no problems here. Watch this ball just move away a little bit off the seam there. It was nice and full. Boone drawn into the drive there, taken by Junior Murray, and the West Indians have struck for the second time. So the score 2 for 15.
Steve Waugh. Crease Australia on the back foot at 2 for 15. Bowling by Bishop in particular. The ball he picked up, David Boone, was a foolish length and just a little bit of outswing or movement off the seam. A good delivery.
Yes, I think the fact that it was full and then moved off the seam was really what got Boone. He certainly edged it, went flying away. Have a look at it from this angle. Moved away and thick edge there, nicely taken. So that's the end of David Boone. He's back in the pavilion. Another angle.
Shouts of catch it. Junior got one down leg side against Pakistan. Wasn't able to get there on that occasion. It was signalled leg byes. You'll see already 4 maidens have been bowled in just 13 overs. So it's been an excellent start for the West Indies.
Dean Jones finally gets one to his liking, up and under over mid-on. Still a bit of a chip shot, but Dean Jones able to make it back for 3. 17th over. For Simmons is the bowler. The field restrictions have finished at the end of 15 overs, so Richie Richardson now has a slightly more defensive field. That's out, well caught. Carl Hooper at what was about a 2nd or 3rd slip. Steve Waugh was the batsman. There's no slip in there for Dean Jones, but for Steve Waugh, Richie Richardson moves the fielder in there for immediate success.
That was similar to the one that went past the outside edge. Steve Waugh got a bat on this. Good catch by Carl Hooper. Good captaincy by Richie Richardson right from the first ball today. Steve Waugh out for 4, 3 for 32.
Mark Waugh is the new batsman at the crease for Australia. Australia pinned down at the moment and a lot of trouble. 3 for 32. It's been a great deal of difficulty, a lot of movement for the West Indian bowlers out there this morning. Phil Simmons was the successful bowler in removing Steve Waugh.
It was a good delivery. He's only medium pace, and it just moved away from Steve Waugh. The Australians had a very ordinary World Cup. Part of the reason was that they had trouble with their batting.
Simmons just a bit part medium pacer, opening batsman. The way he's going, he might see him out for 10 overs. Dean Jones decides he wants to get on with it. There's an appeal for caught behind. I don't think Dean Jones got that close.
Looked to be a long way away. Good running by Jones, brilliant. Got through the first one quickly, just waited to see if there was the slightest fumble, and then went on the throw, even though it's a very powerful arm Ambrose has.
Dean Jones in the air, and he's going to be out here, so the frustration compounding itself as Dean Jones tries to run down the wicket and hit Philip Simmons back over his head. Anderson Cummins, the simplest of catches at mid-off.
31 overs to go when Dean Jones played that shot. And full marks to Richie Richardson and his team. They've done very well. Talked with Michael Holding earlier, Greg, and he said they had a long, really long team meeting last night, and then a team dinner where everyone had to attend and continued the tactical discussions. You might be seeing the effect of that today.
So there's obviously a lot of thought has gone into their preparation and their planning.
Jones is gone, and it's 4 for 35 in 19.
Alan Border will need every ounce of the experience he's gained in 245 limited over matches here today. Australia backs to the wall. Yep. It's one of the few scoring opportunities that we've seen here for the Australians this morning. Richie Richardson does the fielding, keeps it down to 2 runs. So Australia move along to 4 for 42 as Bill Laurie and David Gower move into the commentary position.
Phil Simmons here coming in as a part-time bowler, doing a very good job indeed for his captain, Richie Richardson.
Mark Waugh chips this will be close if he hits. Border struggling. Home safe. He pulls up short Alan Border. Single off that final delivery. It's 4 for 46. It's well struck, and that could be 4. First 4 off the bat. There was leg byes for 4, so in the 26th over, Alan Border finds the gutter, much to the delight of this very good crowd.
Well, they've been waiting very patiently for this. The first half of the Australian innings. It's actually a beautiful shot, nicely timed shot from Alan Border. Perfectly placed, straight down the ground, slightly over-pitched delivery from Curtly Ambrose.
It's the slowest 50s in World Series cricket. The last 15 years. West Indies versus India. Ball, it's straight to cover, caught off a no ball. Phil Simmons jumps in the air. Mark Waugh survives.
Well, that's the first thing that's really gone wrong for the West Indies today. Mark Waugh having a full go at this. Hits it straight at Gus Logie at extra cover.
It's clubbed down to long on and misfielded. Poor fielding by Cummins there. He dived over the ball. That's the breaks Australia needs at this stage. 4 for 62. On board on 15. It's top score. Doesn't hit the full toss. There's a chance Richardson's got to hit him this time. He's gone. Well, that's 4 out of 4 for Alan Border. He went the well once too often, and this time Richie Richardson hits the timber.
This has been the great feature of one-day cricket over the years. Great fielding, and on another occasion here, Richie Richardson, dead-eye Dick as they might call him here. He's straight on target. Alan Border is the man dismissed, and Australia are in a lot of trouble at 5 for 64. Trying to sneak this quick single again and testing that hamstring to the limit. And those little legs just aren't moving quick enough.
Well, the West Indians delighted and rightly so. Border run out for 15. It's 5 for 64 in the 29th over. Greg Matthews joins Mark Waugh. Australia deep in trouble. A set in for Alan Border. He looked in pretty good nick today too. He struck 2 nice boundaries. But Richie Richardson was there mid-off and brought off a straightforward run out.
Still very good fielding again. Richardson very quickly onto it. Both hands on the ball, takes aim. And you'll see Alan Border there is comfortably short of his ground. No problems at all there for umpire Terry Prue on this occasion. He's had some very close calls to make. He'll be actually quite happy on this occasion that Border was so far short, and the direct hit really rules out any chance of the batsman getting in.
It's a nice deflection. And a deep fine leg. Matthews will look for 2. He's coming back. Here's the throw. It's going to be close. Throw was wide, so a bit of action here at the Wacker. It's 5 for 69.
And we have a change at the river end. Carl Hooper comes into the attack.
One thing to sort out the tactics and quite another to put them into practice. Extra run there with Richie Richardson put under pressure by Mark Waugh with the call for the quick single.
Cummins at mid-on. That's nicely hit. Straight back over the bowler's head. Not quite timed, but the placement was good.
In the 38th over of the innings, so only 12 overs remaining after it, and that's the story so far of the Australian innings. Greg Matthews certainly makes his calls clearly heard. This will be tight. Hooper's the man coming in from just behind point. And Matthews' highest score in one-day internationals, 54 against New Zealand. Some years back now, just his only 50 in this form of cricket. Got a chance to add to that today. And going over the top, it's going to be a tester for Phil Simmons, making ground. Not quite enough ground made there by the fielder. This ball tantalisingly looping over his head. And Matthews looking to up that scoring rate, miscuing this ball, but getting away with it and getting 2 runs for it. That's a better shot this time from Greg Matthews. He's kept it on the deck. He's found the gap at mid-on. Only the 3rd 4 off the bat all innings. Alan Border, the other left-hander, responsible for the first 2. This is better scoring now for the Australians.
Always was an easier game for left-handers, David.
There'll be at least 2 more there. Again, Simmons will be the man at long off. Picks it up cleanly enough. Take the Australian tally this over to 10. It's a good over for Australia, and they move on to 5 for 106. Richie Richardson bringing back Curtly Ambrose from the members' end. Ambrose, the West Indies' leading bowler. Just the one, picked off his toes to deep square leg. 50 partnership up. In terms of the rate of scoring here today, that's also the quickest partnership of the innings. could be out, but it's just cleared the man at deep square leg. Keith Atherton down there. Had that been Curtly Ambrose fielding to his own bowling down there, you could have said it would have been out. But Mark Waugh goes on the offensive, is what Australia desperately need. And he survives and takes 4 runs for it. Carl Hooper will be the man continuing from the river end. That's out. Brilliant stumping. Junior Murray's the man. He's whipped those bails off clean as a whistle. Again, Carl Hooper saw the batsman coming, fired this ball down the leg side, and Mark Waugh stranded. He's out. Australia slipped to 5 for 1-2-1.
Junior Murray very quick down the leg side, looking for the square leg umpire, finds him on the offside and is delighted with the response that he gets. Junior Waugh is on his way, 6 for 121.
Ian Healy has come out the wicket to join Greg Matthews, following the very sharp stumping of Mark Waugh from the previous delivery. And in fact, umpire Terry Prue, after he'd given after the decision had been given by the square leg umpire to confirm that Mark Waugh had been stumped, umpire Terry Prue then had to signal wide. See this ball going well down the leg side, not that far wide. Very good stumping by Junior Murray. See again, very good glove work. Mark Waugh trying to get back very quickly, but not quick enough. Here is statistics. Good strike rate, 93.3. Matthews looking for 2, but very sensibly deciding not to. Keith Atherton has been everywhere in the field today. He's made a lot of ground down there from behind square leg. There it goes again, could be out. This ball just dropping short of Gus Logie. Healy aiming over mid-wicket. Gets away with it. Australia 6 for 132.
This has been a pretty good performance by the West Indian bowlers.
Yep.
So Healy going for every single short single he can. He's had a go at that one, swatting it away down towards square leg. Ambrose. That's nicely placed. It's running away down towards wide mid-on. They'll come back for 2. So not a bad over for Australia. 5 runs from that one. 6 for 137. Well, that's gone straight up in the air, and Richardson's underneath it. He won't drop this. He's got him. Straight up in the air, that went high, and he ran around it, Richardson. And I tell you, I think the light was shining down. Good job he had those dark glasses on. And he's pointing towards them there, saying that is a good idea.
Yes, that was a steep lane catch there for Richie Richardson. Ball went a long way in the air. Matthews not really getting hold of this one at all. Richie Richardson getting underneath it, comfortably catching it, but pointing at the sun, probably in his eyes. Australia really struggling at this point. Greg Matthews goes for 32. 7 for 137.
Paul Rifles, the new batsman. He's played one-day international. He's never had to bat. This is his first time out in the centre with a bat in his hand.
Yep.
Very, very tough situation. Well, this is going to be his first ball. Single there. Let's have a look at the dismissal again. And what's
really done badly for Australia in this innings. Not really a big strike of the ball, but he did a pretty good job there. Trying to hit Carl Hooper over the infield, not quite succeeding.
keeping his eye on the ball with the help of those dark glasses he's got there. Interesting sight, that is. He just turns back a little bit. They're going for one here. This will be close. Oh, he's just home. Umpire just having to move back a little bit there. Very difficult to give those. That's the end of the over. It's 7 for 139. I think I heard you saying this morning that you thought the West Indian strength was in their bowling. So when it comes to batting, who knows?
Well, the good thing, Tony, is that they haven't really got a very big target to go at.
It's a lovely take by him down the leg side there. Well, this will be close if he hits, and it's wide. Not a very good throw, that one. Murray did it well again to stop it. Good shot right off the meat of the bat down the ground. That area's covered though. And Bishop, the fieldsman down there.
Carl Hooper has bowled really well in this innings. In his 10th over, 34 runs already scored off his bowling, but he has bowled all 10 in one spell.
Run rate over 3 now for the first time since the second over. Lovely throw right over the bails. Paul Simmons out there. It also brings up the man in there saving one just in case that drop and run. High in the air, going away down towards deep mid-wicket. Bounces and stops as mid-on runs around and picks up. Oh, there's a mix-up. He's home, wrong side. He should have whipped it down the other end, but he had his back to the batsman, so it wasn't to know. But you can see Healy is absolutely exhausted. Also thinks it's quite funny. Why wouldn't he?
Yes, Cummings definitely heading for the wrong end there.
This is the last ball of the Australian innings. Unless it's a no ball, of course, or a wide. Hit that one quite firmly, straight to mid-wicket, and it'll just go straight back to the keeper, and that is the end of the innings. So 7 down for 160.
Welcome back. That was a great performance from the West Indians. Wonderful captaincy from Richie Richards to reach 7 for 160 after their full 50 overs. Top score 36 for Paul Rifle. 7 for 160. West Indies bowling figures, very, very impressive, and the fielders backed them up wonderfully well. And as I mentioned, Richie Richardson's captaincy was first class. Bishop 1 wicket, 2 for Simmons and 2 for Hooper, but they all bowled very well indeed. 161 needed by the West Indies now for victory. The asking rate is not much, but anything can happen in these limited overs fixtures.
Craig McDermott has bowled 2 maiden overs. 5 runs from Rifles over, 2 from Whitney's. A few extras, none for 12. Ryan Lara on strike.
Unbelievably fast down there. That was just a push. And Greg Matthews, although he was belting after it, away.
That's his last 5 wickets, and he has the most for Australians in limited over cricket.
Michael Whitney will be very disappointed with that. He actually made the ground and made it well, but in making the slide, the ball got away from him. I think it beautifully timed. But Whitney had made good ground there to actually get to it.
Not a big swinger of the ball. It's most of his wickets from movement from the pitch, and that'll be 4 runs. Looks very comfortable in the opening position here. Bit of a glide away into the gully. 8 runs from that over. The West Indies are motoring along at none for 30.
And Whitney to Lara. And a chance there. This ball went very quickly, picked up off his toes by Brian Lara. David Boone moving very quickly to his left, but not quite able to hang on to this chance. That'll be 4. Lovely shot from Brian Lara. Last ball of the over, West Indies move quickly on to none for 42. There won't be that much time for reading this afternoon. These West Indies batsmen ready very quickly on the chase for these runs. That'll be 4 runs. Brian Lara won't need to run for that one little bit. He's hit this ball very powerfully indeed, square of the wicket on the offside. Mike Whitney dropping short and paying the penalty in no uncertain terms. Desmond Haynes content, resting on his bat there, content to play second fiddle to Lara. And West Indies very content at this stage too. Desperate shouts of catch it, but with no real authority. And more runs here for Desmond Haynes. So he's going to run away for 4. Wide of third man there, through the gap. West Indies 50. Paul Rifle here playing in his second one-day international. Bowling to Brian Lara. That's going to be out. Good bowling by Paul Rifle. Good catch too. Brian Lara just fending outside the off stump. Safely held at second slip. Alan Border, the Australian captain, the man with the hands. And West Indies lose their first wicket.
Need something like that to get you going if you're defending only a small total. That was a good catch. It was moving away and Border had to go across. Second man to take a catch wearing sunglasses today. A neat catch, just what the Australians had to have, but 29 to Lara and 53 to the West Indies after 40.
Phil Simmons is the new batsman. He's dropped down today from his normal position as an opener. Lara, the man dismissed, was the man who took his place, allowing the West Indies to start with a left-right combination. Phil Simmons is a very aggressive batsman, ideally suited to this form of cricket. Let's see what he can do against Paul Rifle. And off the mark straight away, there'll be 1 down to long leg. Paul Rifle with a good delivery the ball before to get rid of Brian Lara. Just angled the ball across the left-handed batsman. The Border at slip safely pouches that. Both hands on the ball. And Brian Lara is out for 29. 14 overs have gone. West Indies have lost their first wicket, now 1 for 54. That's the only change that's happened to them recently. In the commentary box, Tony Gregg has moved in to be joined by Bill Lawrie.
Thank you, David. That's a good shot. Right into the gap. Don't worry chasing that one. Down the hill she goes and into the fence on the cover boundary. He really got stuck into that. He's a very, very aggressive player.
Yes, and he bowled very well today, picked up 2 wickets. A good spell of seam bowling and swing bowling. Gets some runs here. He's in with a chance for the Man of the Match award. He's a very talented cricketer.
We smashed that one too, just too fast for the man at point there. Into the fence it goes again. Another 4. So Whitney taking a bit of stick here. That's Boone with the dark glasses. They've all got the dark glasses on. A lot of them got the dark glasses on. He tried to stop that desperate lunge, but it did fly off the bat.
5 fours off Michael Whitney. The difference between the Australian attack and the West Indian attack is, apart from Rifle, who's been very straight, is they're giving the batsmen some width and some half volleys.
McDermott being brought back into the attack now. 4 overs, 2 maidens, no wicket for 14 so far, his figures. It's going to beat the fielder as well, and that'll run away for 4 as well.
Craig McDermott's been too full and a little bit wide, and he's been driven through the off and on sides. Considering how hot it is, there's a good crowd here today, around about 16,500 people. Yeah, it's well placed. Should look for 2 here. And we're going to get it. Poor rifle, the fieldsman. Poor throw. Almost overthrows. Jones does well coming across from square leg. It beat Healy, the wicketkeeper. It was a poor throw from poor rifle throwing on the run, and Jones did well.
Simmons on 12, Haynes on 25. He's had 62 balls. Mind you, they're not really all that bothered about that at the moment. What they really are bothered about is the 160, and they're on target. You don't have to worry about really going berserk here. This is McDermott. Lovely shot. Magnificent shot. He loves them out there on off stump, especially if they're well pitched up. And that one's gone flying into the boundary.
Well, this is a big difference between the two sides. The Australians are bowling half volleys on a good hard pitch, and the West Indians are hitting the ball through the cover for four as you should. And there's the width as well, right in the slot. Glorious shot from Phil Simmons, but really far too wide and far too full.
Very, very good wicket for one-day cricket, this. Nice quick wicket. Not much grass on a very dry surface. Oh, that's a good shot. Magnificent shot. He's got onto the back foot and absolutely murdered that one. Just a bit short. He's been hit through the field on the offside. Dropped one in a bit short there. That was a lovely shot.
2 overs, 1 for 91. Australia at the same stage were 4 for 40 and struggling. They're still struggling. Haynes on 34, Simmons on 18. So this is the second of the World Series Cup matches. A few more coming up shortly. Steve Waugh changes ends. Slower ball to start with, and there's more runs for Benson Hedges.
The beginning of Steve Waugh's second spell, and again he bowls a slow delivery.
Quite a few limited over matches coming up before the second test at the end of December, and there's 100 for the West Indies, and really a rather dispirited performance here by the Australians. They seem to be dragging their tails a bit. 24 overs, 1 for 103. Desmond Haynes on 45. Philip Simmons on 19. 30 balls, 75 balls faced by Desi Haynes. And he's struck them very well.
Time spent at the crease, very, very important. Desmond Haynes wasn't really in very good form, but the longer he has been at the crease, the better he has looked.
And there it is, that's his 50. He's growing in confidence all the way through it. Desmond Hammer Haynes, as he was known in his early days. Brings up just another 50 in limited over internationals. 31 overs, the comparison still in favour of the West Indies quite considerably. Greg Matthews will continue, but we have a change up here as Ian Chappell moves in with David Gower.
Desmond Haynes, the man in form, taking advantage of these conditions today. Very strong driving through cover.
He really has played some lovely drives today, Desmond Haynes. The West Indies moving along to 136.
Steve Waugh, brother Mark has replaced, went for 31. And Mark Waugh is just about to go for 4.
As he didn't mind that short one. And that'll bring up the 150 for the West Indies.
Desmond Haynes also feeling the heat, but he'll be happy enough. He's got 76 runs.
Phil Simmons has decided it's time to get this one over and done with.
The partnership 101 runs off only 139 balls. That's ample for the situation.
Phil Simmons yelling at Desmond Haynes for 2. Desi was quite happy with a single. That should be it. Desmond, no, he's not putting in. He's taking the single. Not what Alan Border needed. Quick shuffle there to his right. And he hasn't done that leg any good at all.
Feeling obliged to make the token effort there, Alan Border.
Oh, and almost out, Desmond Haynes. In all the fiddling around, he's got an edge that's just gone wide of Ian Healy into the boundary. And the West Indies take a comfortable victory there by 9 wickets.
That's a big win for the West Indies, 1 for 164 from only 38.3 of their permitted 50 overs. 81 out of 120 balls faced for Desmond Haynes, and unbeaten as well, and back in form. Phil Simmons, 43 from 74 balls faced, and also in very good touch. 1 for 164 from 38.3, and the bowling figures for Australia, only 1 wicket taken there. Paul Rifle, who bowled 6 quite useful overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 12, and the rest took a bit of hammer from Desmond Haynes, Brian Lara, and from Phil Simmons. Down the presentation area now, here's Tony Greig with the 2 skippers and the player of the match.
Thank you very much, Richie. And the Australian Cricket Board have allocated $5,000 for this match, and the winning captain gets $3,000 to share with his side. Congratulations, Richie.
Thanks very much.
That is a good performance today. The word is that you had a pretty long team meeting last night. Is this right?
Well, all of our team meetings over the past few weeks have been quite long. I think we had a very good start. We had a breakthrough, and that set us up for the match.
Yeah, Michael Holding was talking about your strength. He thought that your strength was in the attack, the bowling side of your makeup. But today the batters played really well.
Well, yeah, I think the bowlers did their job early on and made it easy for the batsmen. I think he's quite right in saying that. Over the years, we have depended a lot on our fast bowlers, and they've done a magnificent job. It's nice to see that the batsmen have come good, and just hope that we can continue to show this sort of form.
And the conditions out there, over the years, the board's been inclined to move around a little bit off the seam, but I think the ground staff have got it right here.
Yeah, I think so. It seems if they prepared the wicket suitable, well, similar to a test match cricket on the 3rd day, which I think is very good for one-day cricket. Even though Australia only made 160, the wicket was still a very good one. And I hope that it's a precedent that is set for wickets all over the world.
Phil Simmons dropped down the batting order today. Very exciting player he is. Obviously, so is Desmond Haynes. But obviously, did you drop him doan because of his bowling performance?
Well, he has done very well in that position. The last few series that he has played, he has scored, I think, 500s recently, batting in that position. So we thought that we might take a chance, and well, not really take a chance, but put him there and see what happens.
Well played today.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Thanks for coming up. Well, Alan Border's been good enough to come up and collect the $1,500. Bad luck. Not enough runs.
No, we didn't bat very well in pretty good conditions. But I think just full credit to the West Indies bowling. They just didn't give us anything to hit and put us under a lot of pressure, and the batting folded accordingly.
Yeah, Bishop's initial spell very tight, wasn't it? They're tough to get away.
Well, all the bowlers bowl well. Like even Phil Simmons, a bit of a part-timer, but he came on, hit the seam, and gave all the batsmen a little bit of trouble. And we committed suicide a couple of times, and you know, at the end of the line, just not enough runs on the board.
Aussie's going through just a little bit of a bad time at the moment. You've struggled a little bit in the one-days in Sri Lanka, having had a great time in the West Indies prior to that. The World Cup wasn't your best.
No. Well, I don't know. We're very flat today. I think we need to get into Perth a day earlier than we did. But that's just in hindsight. At the time, we thought it was the right thing to do, but I think we're going to have to really knuckle down. Maybe we'll have to have a few team meetings ourselves. If they can come out and play like that, maybe that's what we've got to do and sort of really knuckle down to it.
Yes, well, good luck. I agree with you.
Thank you.
Day earlier to Perth, I'm with you all the way.
Thank you.
Righto, bad luck anyhow. Right, we've also got the Man of the Match award, and that's $500, plus this Baccarat Crystal Pyramid. There we are. Absolutely fantastic. It'll go in on the mantelpiece, I should think, very nicely. Phil Simmons, the Man of the Match for this game, and he played very well and indeed bowled very well. Congratulations. Thanks. There's the cheque, and you can take that Baccarat Crystal back to the West Indies with you. We're all enjoying watching you play very much. You're obviously a very attacking player. Today you went out there, looked just a little bit more cautious.
Well, the game warranted it, you know. Just needed to stay with Desi. He was going well, so I just needed to stay with him and see it through.
Must be a fantastic way to come into the game, to come in with Desmond Haynes down the other end, and to be able to open the batting with him, or bat three, where it is.
It's great, it's great. A man like him who scored so many runs in both Test and One Day, his experience helps a lot.
Yes, and all these pictures going back live through into Trinidad, definitely. That's good news too, isn't it?
That's nice, that's nice. People at home can see what's going on, you know, as it's going on, and not have to wait on the, you know, highlights.
What about your bowling? You enjoying that? You like having a bowl in these one-day games?
Yeah, I love to bowl in any game, you know. Just today was nice, you know, just doing a little bit and just got it right today.
Yes, and you looked as if you really enjoyed that Jones dismissal.
You enjoy all of them, you know, because
Yeah.
I mean, Dean Jones is, you know, a very good player, and you know, you enjoy getting them out, you know.
Yeah, the smile says it all. Thanks very much for coming on, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks.
Pleasure watching you bat.
Thanks.
Right, well that's it from down here. Back to you, Richie Banno.
Phil Simmons has every right to look very happy there. He had a good all-round match and is bang in form for the other matches coming up. Now then, the points table in the Benson Hedges World Series Cup, we've had just the 2 games played, this double header at the WACA ground in Perth this weekend. West Indies 2 points and a net run rate of 0.46. Pakistan 2 points and Australia not yet off the mark, and with the worst net run rate of all 3 teams. Now coming up on Tuesday, the game between Australia and the West Indies suddenly assumes even more importance. It's a day-night game, December the 8th, and at the SCG, Ticketek 02 266 4800. So a big match coming up there, and a very important one from the Australians' point of view, particularly in the light of what Alan Border said there to Tony Greig. We look forward to having you with us on Tuesday. For the moment, from the WACA ground.